What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, hopefully we're gonna be buttoning everything up on the engine so that we can put it back in the car tomorrow, actually. Today is the 21st, I believe, December 21st of 2020. And we are so close to being done. There's just like a couple things that I need to button up on this. We have like a few days till Christmas. I want to get this thing turned on before Christmas. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. We got the timing covers lined up there, they're soaking, and then we also have the cam gears because we're about to slap all that on. And once all of that's on, we're actually gonna set the timing. Oh, that's so cool. But yeah, we'll set the timing and then we'll wrap up the intake manifold, and that'll be it. And we'll just be ready to put it back in the engine tomorrow, back in the car tomorrow. So yeah, let's take a look at what I did. So this is the evap routing and everything, and I'll show you guys that later on. But here I couldn't find, I think the old one broke off in there, and so it wasn't letting the same one go back in. So I finally found one that was a little bit shorter, but it's still in there tight, not going nowhere, and all of these are set up. So we're just washing the timing covers, and once those are washed up, those will go on, and then we'll put on the cam gears. So yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty guys, so we just cleaned those off and I have them in the sun to dry. So once those dry, we'll go ahead and slap them on and put the gears on there and then set the timing. Alright guys, so we got the timing covers cleaned off, and we got the ones on the back bolted on. So let me show you guys how to do that because it's a little bit tricky, so I'm going to show you how to do it real quick. So basically I had to take this little piece off right here. It's three, these are what, 12mm bolts, 1, 2, and then there's actually one behind here, so I had to take this off. This was a 14mm bolt. Took that off so that I could take this little piece off here, and then this fits on just like this, and then you put this on top of that and put everything back on, a lot of this and that, but that's on there like so. It's got a little spot for the camshaft position sensor. And then this one was also a little bit tricky too. I thought I had to take this off. I loosened it. Turns out I didn't have to take it off. I was putting it on the wrong way. So I flipped it around, put it on the right way, and then this got in the way. I was like, what the heck? So you gotta take this off and then make sure this is flipped the right way. And then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 10mm bolts to bolt that thing on. And now we're gonna go ahead and put the cam gears on and set timing. So yeah, let's get right into that. Alright guys, so the first step in setting timing for the timing belt. So we're gonna take the crankshaft position gear, and you'll see there's a mark right there, there's a mark right there, and all the way in the back, it's hard to see it, but there's a mark there. And the oil pump I got did not come with the mark that I needed to line it up, but there should be a mark on your oil pump right there. So you line those lines up with that. I just referenced this yellow mark since my oil pump didn't have one, and then that arrow should be facing that way. So that is the first step. Alright guys, so I got the timing belt on. That was literally the scariest thing that I have done. Let me show you guys what you need to do to make sure everything is good. Gravy in the Navy. Alright, so like I said, so we got that lined up with the mark on the oil pump. That's fine. And then next, what you want to do is you want to start with the right hand exhaust sprocket, and you want to line up the singular mark. There's one single line there with the on the side right there, there's a single line, and then that should leave 2 lines on top and the arrow facing that way like so. Then you want to move on to the intake one, and you want to line the singular dash line thing up to the top right here. There's in the timing cover there should be a notch there, so you want to do that. And then what you want to do, so that should leave 2 facing down, so these 2 line up, and then there should be an arrow facing up. Then you want to move over here to the exhaust sprocket on the left hand side, and again you want to line up the singular tally there with the singular mark on the timing cover. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a notch in there, and then that should leave 2 marks there. And then you want to move up here to this one, and you're gonna do the singular line here, line it up on the timing cover right here, and that should leave you 2 marks down here that line up there. Then we want to put the timing belt on, and you have to do it in a certain order. So first we're going to start with A, which is going to be the crankshaft. And so what you want to do is you want to get the dotted line and line it up with this line right here. And there is arrows, you can't see them now, but there are arrows on this part of the timing belt. You want to make sure they're pointing that way, this way towards the left hand exhaust, or the left hand head. So then once this dash line is lined up with that dot and you know the line and everything there, we'll move on. We go A, and then I believe we do B, which is going to be this is the intake for the left hand side, and you want to line up this line on the timing mark with this line. And then we'll come around here, and what you want to do is you want to line up this line on the timing mark with your singular line there. So those lines line up, and then we want to move over here, and we want to do the same thing. You want to line up this one here with the singular line, and then again on top, line the singular line up with the line on the timing belt. And then so once you got those, then from the crankshaft, the belt goes over the crankshaft pulley or crankshaft gear, and then underneath the hydraulic tensioner. Do not pull this pin yet. Underneath the hydraulic tensioner, then it goes underneath this little idler gear right here, and then it goes over, and then over, and then it goes with the water pump, goes over the water pump, under and onto this gear, and then it goes. Then this was the hardest part, was putting it on here, because you need to shove this over here and it's gonna be tight. But this goes over, and then it goes here, over, and then back under here, and then that is a timing belt setup. So it is timed, and that was the scariest thing that I've done so far. So now we're gonna move on to doing the intake manifold and making sure that everything on the intake manifold is good to go, guys. Now that the timing belt's on, I wanted to record the pulling of the grenade pin. Oh, I almost pulled it out all the way. But here we go, guys. We're gonna pull this out. Boom. Boom. This is on. Oh my gosh. Boom. Grenade pin out. Hey guys, so we got the timing cover on, and you gotta put this piece in first, and then you put this piece on. I'm missing this piece, but this piece would go over. Then you get the harmonic balancer on, and then moving on to the intake manifold. Some of the confusing things were this evap hose setup here. So basically, this is the switch right here, and this goes and bolts on back there. And then we have 2 hoses. One is the intake manifold, and that would be the bottom hose. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's the bottom hose goes up onto the intake manifold. I'm gonna have to replace this hose. It's so brittle. I had to use tape to hold it there. And then the second hose would be to the regulator. And so that hose goes down to this T. This T goes into this hose here. Then this goes to the regulator, and then this goes to the intake manifold. And I don't think this is the right hose, but it was the hose that was on there, so that's fine. We put that there. Then we have this right here, and this we don't have to worry about because there's a hose on the car for it, no problem. And then I put the tank on here, and that's going to be 1 bolt here, and then the coolant hose down into there, and then this coolant hose goes to the turbo, and then there's also a bolt here, but that's gonna go on later. I still have not figured out where this line goes to whatsoever. I still need to figure that out because I'm not sure where that goes. Moving on over here, there are 2 coolant lines that go to the throttle body. There's one right here, way in the back, can't see, it's too dark, and then one that actually is up here. And then we have this line for the blow off valve, connects here. And then I'm pretty sure this is for the brake booster. And then we have our fuel lines here. And then after our fuel lines, we connected the camshaft position sensor. Yeah, we got the camshaft position sensor here. Fuel injectors are connected, and then that's basically all of the lines that we have to worry about, because everything else, the lines are on the car. So yeah. Anyway guys, if you guys are enjoying the content and want to keep up with the build, we're going to be dropping the engine in tomorrow. That just means that we're making a lot of progress, and I'm super excited. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have this running by Christmas. But if you guys are liking the content, feel free to like the video. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.